Hello, I'm back. I'm paler than ever. I don't know, this camera is really not the greatest. Okay, it's better. Not perfect, but hey, what can you expect? Perfection is not really an option, I don't think. Plus, I've adjusted my chair now, so it's taller. Why did I do that? Because whatever. I got a new keyboard. As you may have seen, I did a review on Kinsis ergonomic keyboard, which is pretty nice keyboard. I really like it. It's comfortable. I've gotten good at typing at it, and it's a real sharp angle on how it's set up. And but it's tall because it's way off the table. So I had my chair down to the point where my feet would sit flat, which is the way they're supposed to sit. I rarely have my feet on the floor anyway. I always put them on the legs of the chair. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is kind of high. So I had to raise my seat up so I could sit more normal with it. If I sound winded, it's because I'm freezing. So I was doing some pull-ups before I started. So I'm just trying to I was trying to get warmer. So yeah. So here's what I'm working on. I have to work on him at some point, but not quite ready for him. I was working on a white Abishai, but then I kind of decided this guy needs some color because he's actually he's in the group. He's not a member of the group literally, but he has joined the group because they rather than dealing with the problem. The party decided just to take him with them. The problem was one of the witches he was afraid of because he knew that he'd be in trouble with her after having failed. So he asked him to help to protect him because he didn't want her to come after him. And so their solution was, well, just bring him along so we don't have to deal with it. Party's trying really hard to avoid that part of the mission for whatever reason, or that part of the campaign. They have other things they'd rather be doing, like go back to the other section of the campaign. There's a couple things going on, and they're avoiding one of them. They just, for whatever reason, they prefer what they're up against in the other area, I guess. So this is going to be one of my pet projects, so to speak. I'm trying to I'm going to try and do something special with it, but I've only got a little while, so let's get some work done. Oh no, it fell a leaking. It kind of leaked off my paper. I hope it cleans off okay. It's a problem with a really flat thing. I don't know, that's probably going to be too small. Let's see, let's go with this one. I want this to almost be like a silt. So it's got to be really dark, like underwater silt, like dark brown kind of thing. But as you can see, nothing's sticking. So, it's not supposed to need me to do anything else. So yeah, this is going to take a couple coats apparently, because it doesn't seem interested. So I'm thinking with this wet palette of mine, if I don't want this to keep getting on the sponge, I'm going to have to either curl the ends or come up or put something on the ends to make the paper not lie flat on the ends. The paper is actually not the same size as this, which is just kind of problematic. So I think what's really happening here is while I paint this, see it's starting to stick a little bit, starting to spread out. It's just is that I'm actually kind of washing off the gunk that keeps things from sticking. Comes off the printer that way with injection molding. Helps it. It's like a releasing agent. It allows it to get out of the mold without sticking. But as a result, kind of needs to be washed off. So now you can see it starting to stick. That's a result of it actually starting to get that gunk out of the way. This is going to be, I think, the perfect brown I want. So I just got to get it painted. But I will need more. So we do have D&D again tonight. I won't be streaming it. I have not gotten back to streaming the D&D. It's a lot of work, a lot of camera setup. And it's just... And since we stream on the same night, or we play on the same night as Critical Role, most people aren't watching. Oh yeah, in theory, yes, I know. They can come back and watch it later. But they don't. They don't come back and watch it later. I did it before. I did it for a while, so I wasn't getting any hits in post. So in time, I might do it again once I have time to do some more dress up on it, make it look a little nicer, get the stream looking a little bit more, I don't know, I want to say professional, but it'll never look professional, just higher grade amateur. So what would you say? This guy, is that what color is that? Like a light brown kind of thing? It's a stump of some kind. I mean, it's all it is the support for the crab that's sitting on top of this. So I have this grand scheme for this. I'm actually going to put water on it. Fake water, not real water. But yeah, that's my goal anyway. Make it look like it's like this crab is coming out of the water if I can. Now, I don't know how well that stuff sets and whether it's going to look normal or what's it going to do, but we'll find out, I guess. This is going to have to get a lot darker. I'm going to need something. How about black green? I think that would be too green. Black green. Is that underwatery? I'm thinking brown is underwatery. I'm only going to be at this for a little while again. As you know, I rarely do long painting sessions. I mean, it's not that I don't, it's rare. So, I do have to kind of get, what do I need those for? It doesn't need to be out here. Just trying to clear out some space so I can get to my paints here. This is intense brown, probably too intense for all intents and purposes. I will be trying to, maybe I'm thinking I might even mix this with that contrast paint I just did. And not mix it, not like totally mix it, but like just swirl it in there. Again, my little swirl effects. Where I don't actually mix the paints, but rather I just utilize partially mixed paints, which means I start getting what amounts to kind of a mix of stuff. And just makes it look more, not purely one color. A little bit of mix of brown, and I just think it results in a more natural look. I mean, like, there's very rarely something that's purely one color. So I want it to be kind of just looking like it's got more than shades of stuff going on. Almost like see how it's like kind of like coming out like a mud? Which is kind of what you want. This is underwater dirt, silt. It's not supposed to be, it's not uniform in color. It's just got a variety of whatever minerals and whatever else. And you do got to be careful. There's always the risk of brush strokes, which you don't really want. You want it to look kind of a mix of stuff, if possible. There you go. It's kind of the brownish effect I wanted, where it looks a little bit black, a little brown, a little just mixed muddy. So now I'm going to try to get some gray so I can paint those rocks to be a little bit more rock-like, or even tan. Tan rocks work, right? I mean, I have some sand here that is tan rocks. It's really all it is. So it would make sense to use my tan rock. I think tan rocks underwater are more common than gray ones, right? Maybe kind of colored rocks, kind of yellowed. I don't know. Just from the silt and the dirt and algae and everything else that's under the water. I would think a light tan rock would make sense. And I could even maybe do a thin layer of my brown over it just to have the ink, just to make it I'm rinsing off this brush because I got to go to a smaller brush for the rocks. I do need to come up with a good brush store of some kind. Nope. Alright, so we'll go grab this. We'll go with a light tan on the rocks. Let's go with dead flesh. Why not? It's just a rock color. Could be anything. Anything that's yellowish, tannish, it's going to get the effect I want. So it doesn't have to be, just needs to be a brown color. Tan, light color. I got to do some more on Mr. Long Scarf, Agden Long Scarf. You might ask, why aren't you wearing your magnifying glasses? Well, because this isn't that. These are pretty obvious sticking out rocks. I'm not trying to do too much as far as getting too detailed in there yet. This is not a, it's not a position location on the model to paint. I mean, the rocks aren't even close together. I feel like I can probably manage getting these colored. Not too much problem, I hope. And I can always go over it with the magnifying glasses after a coat or so. Make sure I got close enough to the edge. That's kind of the thing, you know, you get right up to the edge. It's like, can you see where the edge is? Did you go over it? You don't want to go out of the lines. So how close can you get without the magnification? You think you're like right up to it, but sometimes you go on magnification and go, oh wow, that gap is huge, or it's way too big. There are only 3 rocks in here? Guess there's only 3 rocks. I would have thought there was more, but guess not. And they're all kind of off to the side, which is kind of interesting. Well, off to one side, anyway. Gonna go over them a little bit with the outer parts of my silt here, just because I want it to look a little bit like they're not totally opposite color, right? So they just look a little dirty, as they should, right? They're underwater too. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and go mostly pure on this brown here as I try to go up the trunk. I can always mix in a little bit of the heavy, or the other stuff over the top of it, but Dog's going nuts. There must be some dog walking by or something. Bringing his people by here. My dog's like, hey, don't be bringing your people around here. This is my house. My people run this place. Don't be coming around here. I will bark your head off. They're like looking at him going, you're about the size of a small cat. What are you barking at? You couldn't do squat if we came in there and walked right up to you. Oh yeah? I dare you to try. Yeah. Xena really has her confidence, that's for sure. She thinks she's big stuff until big stuff walks in the door. Then they're like, she's like, I'm not sure what to do here. The threat is closed in. I've done all I can do. The bark, pretty sure my bark ain't gonna cut it now. She runs off into another room. It's like, I'm gonna get you from the other room. I don't need to be in the same room as you. So tough I am. Just be afraid. Other dogs come in like, what's that dog's problem? Oh, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 12:39 p.m.
12:39 p.m. Probably could use a little bit of this stuff now. Now this one, I am actually trying to be a little bit more precise with the darker color brown here. Oh, somebody's texting me. It's not that somebody's texting me, that's the problem. It's that somebody's texting me from work. And I know this is lunchtime, but they still don't care. Not everybody cares about your lunchtime because they're like overseas or in another part of the country. They just... they want to reach you, they reach out. Jeez. Somebody's on a roll. Not too bad. Trying to just highlight a few things here. May have to get out some... what do you call it? Lighter tan to pop it a little bit more. Not as cold now. to get warm when I'm streaming. Got the heat going on here, which I've had going on all day, which didn't make any difference because I was cold regardless. So I'm wondering if I should just like go over that with a... I'm not really sure how I want to do this bottom part. I want it to be brown, but I want it to be like, you know, brown, but I don't know. That's it. That's the question. I don't know what I want here. I almost feel like I want to put on some actual dirt. What I mean by actual dirt is if I have like a silty slash dirt slash mud slash whatever kind of actual topping or a bottom, I'm gonna go look at see what my my basing materials are. Hold on just a sec. I have a few that I can bring over here. I thought I actually had some out here, but apparently, oh wait, there's a couple here. Okay, so these are my options. I've got this stuff, which is basically grass. That's not going to be right. I got this stuff, which is like a brown bushy kind of thing. That might be kind of interesting to have underneath the water. And then I have this, which is kind of like a moss. Don't know. I'm kind of thinking like this stuff. Put a couple like underwater bushes. So I have tweezers over here. I don't know, does stuff work? That entire thing is tweezers. Yeah. What I'm gonna need is some glue, super glue. So the question is, do you put the bush on the glue on the bush or the on the base? Just gonna hold it in place while the water gets poured on it. There's a problem. My tweezers don't want to let go. Stop it, tweezers. Open up. That'll work. And I'll throw down another one. Why not? Let's put one. Put one over here by these rocks. I don't want a lot. I just want it to be kind of. Should I put another one? Nah. You know what I'd like to put down? How about some like. Question is, do I have any like sprues, pieces of like a skeleton or something? Should I chop up a skeleton? Put a bone down there? I have a million skeletons, and I probably don't need them all. Zombies probably won't quite cut it. Where are my skeletons all at? Got a lot of gray skeletons. What do I wanna? Alexa, what time is it?
It's 12:49 p.m. By the way, I am trying to respond from the right place. Was this the device you expected?
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
So I have one of those devices both on my computer software and as well as on there, but I don't usually expect my computer to respond. Unless I'm somewhere that I need her to respond, but generally I don't. Usually the one in the back of the room, middle of the room is my better choice. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find me a skeleton I can chop up. Sure, here we go. Say nighty night, skeleton. You're gonna be bones. All right, so I'm gonna take his arm first of all. And gonna just put it right there. That's what I think. This guy. I should paint it first, huh? Should I try and paint this thing? Let's get some silver out. I know, I'm doing something in 10 minutes. It's supposed to probably should take me an hour, so I don't know how else it's gonna go. Alright, let's go with how good a weapon do you think? You know what I should probably do is do something like rust. Yeah, rust. Maybe some rust brown and skin tanned. I was thinking maybe paint it silver and then just go over it with rust brown so the silver kind of sort of comes up from underneath. Here's rust brown. But the rust would be like pretty much all over it. Maybe I'll just have a couple of little pieces of the silver that I don't cover up all the way. Rust brown is kind of a nice, it's a nice rusty color. it lives up to its name. We'll use a honed steel for the silver part. Unless, of course, this doesn't want to go through. Right. So this is just going to be me trying to hold on to this. And I can't even hold on to the tweezers, much less the... Can't even hold on to the tweezers. How am I supposed to hold on to the sword? All right. Brush. So we'll do the basic, just go over it with silver here. I'm gonna go over it again with rust. So it doesn't have to be a great coat because I'm really just gonna cover it up. Boy, somebody's really texting. I hope they're not like, it's not dire emergencies or anything. They're probably like, oh, the world's coming to an end. Reach out to us quick. And so I'll be like, wait a minute. Is this on that thing that I'm not supposed to be working on anymore, but everybody calls me anyway because they don't know how to do it without me? Yeah, I got in trouble with my boss because I was working on my this project, which I knew I was the only one who really knew how to do it, and he goes, "You're not doing this no more. It's no longer your project. It's going to someone else." I designed it, built it, maintained it for 10 years. No one else ever touched it. Well, that's not true. Other people did, but all of them are long gone, and all they ever did was barely learn enough to figure out how to get by, much less start actually fully supporting it, doing it all by themselves. And but nope. Manager said, "No more, that's not you no more. We're giving that to this run team. These people who aren't even from the company. They're just an outside sourced company." And he wants it all to go to them. I'm like, okie dokie. And he says, "If they call you for help, tell them to go through me." It's like, okay. And you're going to do what? Tell them no? It's like, we're not supporting the company anymore. We're not helping people. Don't help anybody anymore. It's not our job. Your job is just to work on this other stuff, and there is no. Oh, there's no. There is no intercompany assistance anymore. We don't help consultants because they got a job to do and we have a job to do, and nobody needs to help each other because that's the new corporate culture. Yeah, don't ask me, man. It's not my brilliant plan. I don't think anybody of my 30 followers or 100 on Twitch, I don't think anybody of any importance watches me, certainly not from my company, so it's not like they're going to go, "Oh, is this how you're going to be?" Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's how I'm going to be because I think it's silly. You guys are screwing the company up with this dumb plan of yours. Everybody used to like working there. Now we're like not even sure we're gonna have a job there anymore because it looks like they're trying to give all the work to people overseas. They only budget stuff that the overseas people are doing, and then when we start working, they go, "Oh, there's no budget for that, but you got to do it anyway." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, there's no budget for it." So we're working on stuff we're not supposed to be working on because there's no budget for it, but we're supposed to be. How does that work? And then when you find out that, then when you go looking at your stuff and go, "They're working on stuff it's not even in the budget, man. We can get rid of them because they're not doing anything that's important to us." It's like, okay. All right. In a minute, I have to log off and go back to work and see what all this texting nonsense has been going on since noon. What massive world-ending situation is happening over there? But they can't figure it out without me. I mean, I'm hearing the text, which generally means I'm involved in the text, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not even. It's just like a group thing, maybe, who knows? Maybe it's not dire. When you hear lots of text, you're like, can't help but presume that it must be some kind of importance. But yeah. Just go quick here. Let's get some rust on here before. And I don't care if it blends into my silver, because really it's the whole point. It's supposed to just look mostly rusted up. I don't even necessarily want it to cover the whole thing. Just want it to look pretty pretty rusty. That's it. Not too bad. Those look kind of like it's seen better days. I keep asking Alexa what time it is because I don't really have any idea. Have any idea what time it actually is. All right, so I guess I have to stop. We're working on this. We'll keep plugging away, and till next time. So I've got my base started. We'll put that in there to keep it safe. We'll put it in there with that to keep that safe, and that's it. That's it for now. That's all you can do in a lunch rush. Lunch rush is all about 1 hour. As fast as I can go, get what I can do. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get anything done, but the goal, of course, always is to eventually get something done. But not today. I got his rope done, so when he plays tonight, he'll have a rope that's on fire. Not a rope, whip. Whip rope. Rope whip. He'll whip his rope. I don't know where the lid to this went. But anyway, hey, till next time, take it easy.